Tsunamis. The term tsunami originated from the Japanese language, its meaning seismic waves. Tsunamis are often mistaken to the term tidal waves. Tidal waves are just high water caused by changes in the flow and surge of the ocean. Tsunamis can happen in several different ways. Number 1. The Earth's crust either moving up thrustwise or going in a down-drop manner. This usually results into a devastating earthquake. Number 2. A large-scale undersea landslide. Number 3. A submarine volcanic eruption of a certain degree. Number 4. A huge meteor impact at sea. The majority of tsunamis occur from earthquakes. The way earthquakes cause tsunamis are by a subduction earthquake. A subduction earthquake is when the denser plate shifts below its neighboring plate at the left side. Energy is transferred and the displaced water forms a wave. As the wave is transported and near shallower water in the coastal areas, the wave begins to increase in amplitude. Tsunamis in the deep ocean are compared with the speed of a jet. Its height usually at 1.6 feet. When tsunamis approach the shore, the height turns into a dramatic 100 feet. There are a couple of ways volcanoes can cause tsunamis. Number 1. A land-based volcano that happens to have an erosion breakdown and collapse, forcing a big amount of ash and debris into the water. Number 2. When a submarine volcano, which is just an underwater volcano, collapses downwards and releases lava which heats the surrounding water rapidly. 85% of all tsunamis have been observed in the Pacific Ocean in the Ring of Fire. Earthquakes. An earthquake is a really devastating disaster. Many people lose their lives and others are left homeless. Although some are very brutal, others are barely noticed. An earthquake is what happens when two blocks of the earth slip past one another. The surface where they slip are called the faults or fault plains. There are two locations of which earthquakes occur. The location below the Earth's surface where the earthquake starts is called the hypocenter. The location directly above it on the surface of the Earth is called the epicenter. The Earth has 4 major layers: the inner core, outer core, mantle, and crust. The crust and the top of the mantle make up a thin skin on the surface of our planet. However, this thin skin is not a whole. It is split up into pieces like a jigsaw puzzle. These pieces are called tectonic plates. The plates move around slowly. They side past each other and bump into each other. The edge of the plates are called plate boundaries. The plate boundaries are made of many faults. Most of the world's earthquakes happen on these faults. Because the edges of the plates are rough, they get stuck while the rest of the plate keeps moving. When the plate has moved far enough, the edges unstick in one of the faults and there is an earthquake. When the edges of the faults are still stuck together, they store up the energy they usually use to move around, and when they are finally released, all that energy moves outward from the faults in all directions, causing the earthquake. Earthquakes are recorded by instruments called seismographs. The recordings they make is called a seismogram. The way to read a seismograph is to look at the lines it makes. A short wiggly line means the earthquake was small and a large line means a big earthquake. The size of the earthquake is called its magnitude. Some earthquakes are very intense and some can wreck things, while others are quiet and you might not notice or you might feel a little tremor. Scientists can tell where earthquakes happen by looking at these 3 different modes of waves. These are called P, S, and surface waves. P waves are faster than S waves. P waves are also known as compressional waves because they push and pull at the same time. An S wave is slower than the P wave. The S wave is the second wave you feel in an earthquake. S waves move rock particles up and down or side to side due to the direction that the wave is traveling. Surface waves only travel through the crust. Surface waves have a lower frequency than the body waves. Rocks. Rocks are split into three categories. The different parts of the rocks are igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks. Igneous rocks are formed when lava is cooled. Magma cools slowly underground but much faster above ground. The atoms and molecules of melted minerals are what make up magma. Intrusive igneous rocks are formed by solidified magma below the surface of the earth. Intrusive rocks have crystal grains which are visible without magnifications. An example of an intrusive rock is peridotite. Extrusive rocks solidify above Earth's surface. Andesite is an example of extrusive rocks. Other igneous rocks are gabbro, which is often used to make paving stones and also in kitchens and countertops. Pumice is used for exfoliating dry skin and polishing sculptures. Basalt is used for road gravel and concrete. Igneous rocks could be heated back into lava to repeat its rock cycle all over again. There are over 700 different types of igneous rocks. Sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are formed by weathered bits of rock, minerals, and fossil that combined and made a rock. It takes a long time to create a sedimentary rock. The oldest layer of the rock are found at the bottom. Sedimentary rocks are commonly found at the bottom of the water. Limestone, siltstone, sandstone, and slate are common sedimentary rocks. Metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks come from the crust of the earth. Metamorphic rocks are rocks that were once sedimentary or igneous rocks but have been changed due to extreme pressure and heat. Some examples of metamorphic rocks are gneiss, schist, marble, and soapstone. Thank you for watching this video.